But
what happened was you guys got into an altercation because of how she thought that you were perceived, calling you a culture vulture and a racist and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But because of the tweet, to her point, do you think that was the wisest decision to make at that moment?
No, so I would love to talk about the tweet. So I don't know if you know DJ, who has this brand Made Kids. He used to do a lot of work with Derek G and whatnot. He had this brand, and it was right before Rolling Loud weekend in like 2016 or something, almost a decade ago at this point. He came and dropped off a bag of clothes to me and was like, yo, just in case you want to wear any of this to the festival this weekend, I put a bunch of different designs in there. One of the shirts was Crackers Lie a Lot. The other one was the one that I tweeted the picture of. And then there were
we can't say the N-word, but it was N-words lie a lot.
Yeah, on the show I said ninjas.
Yes.
Yeah, lie a lot. And then in the other designs were all like all a bit controversial, but none as much as that one, right? So I call him like, DJ, are you crazy? Like you can't drop bags with clothing with the N-word on them off to your non-black friends. Like you're trying to get me, caught up out here. He's like, Jules, you're good. Like you're good to wear the shirt. And we got into a dialogue.
Wait, he said that
He said I was good. Yes, he is. He's Haitian.
Okay, so he was definitely trying to get you caught up.
No, he's actually my friend, and was like,
I wouldn't advise my non-black friend to wear a shirt like that.
And I said I wouldn't either.
Yes.
And so we had a back and forth about it. And because I'm a conversationalist, and I had a radio station, podcast, etc. I love talking about things and getting different perspectives. My dumb self thought it would be a good idea to tweet and ask my audience, hey guys, how would you guys feel if I wore this shirt? Or do you think it would be okay if I wore this shirt at the festival? I didn't say the word. I didn't write the word. I didn't tweet the word. I never say the word. I don't think it's okay. And that's what prompted me to tweet that, to have that discussion in the first place. So, obviously, once that tweet went out, everybody took it out of context. Am I racist because I tweeted a picture of that shirt? I don't think so.
Well, from my perspective, I just think it was racially insensitive.
It was not a smart decision.
It's not,
for
racially
sure.
insensitive. But it's not also our job to teach other what it is, because we have to be taught on what not to say. So other people should be racially aware of what not to say as well.
I was just trying to have a discussion, you know, but I know who I am in real life, and everybody that knows me and has worked with me, like, it's just so far from what reality is. No, this was 10 years ago.
No,
and
that's
I've
not
addressed
now.
it.
In hindsight, would you do it again?
No.
Good.
No, but I think it's important to be able to have dialogue.
Yeah, of course.
And everything in life is a learning lesson. So I'm sure she's learned from there what to do and what not to do.
You learn your lesson.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fine.
Well, I'm glad because it's hard enough being it's very divisive when you do things like that.
Yeah.
And especially as women in the industry, you don't want to create any more divide, especially racially. So I'm glad that you would not decide to do something like that.
100%.
Again. And so as far as the show is concerned, it really felt like after you guys had a conversation about what happened at Victory, where did you guys stand after that? Like,
where's who?
I guess the cast, the rest of the ladies on the show, Sherelle.
I feel that those women needed something to talk about, or whether the powers that be, whatever the reason is, that was all they talked about for the rest of the season. So that was what they chose to make the storyline. I had a discussion directly after the altercation with Sherelle, and she was, making claims that she forgot that I told her about my personal situation, that she was drunk, and that's why.
Sorry that happened to you. As a woman, you just empathize and sympathize with things like that. But the ladies didn't seem like they believed that happened to you that day. They thought that you were lying. Yeah,
I don't really know. I can't really relate to women who call other women liars when they talk about something traumatic like that. So I'm not really sure where that comes from. Mm-hmm. There's nothing else I have to say about that. They're really just the worst kind of women, in my opinion. Because it's how dare you? First of all, it's really none of your business to question me about where my parents are from, where I was born, whether or not I had an abortion. Sherelle's oh, she posted a bikini picture the next day. First of all, you don't even know if that bikini picture was recent. You're clocking my posts anyways.
Just from woman to woman, having that empathy and that sympathy for that situation. I'm sorry that happened to you. Nobody wants that.
I was irresponsible, you know what I mean, with somebody that I have a lot of care and love and trust with. And, you know, that was a decision that I had to make because I chose to be irresponsible. So, you know, it's something that I think many people have experienced before. And I wish that it wasn't on international television for me to be discussing it even right now openly. But it's a part of life, you know, and like, I don't know. I just think it's crazy that Sherelle sat there and talked to me 30 minutes before the episode, empathizing with me, saying she's been there before, much like Ashley sat there in episode 1, giving me advice about how I should handle the Kanye situation, etc. For both of them to then turn around in the same breath and accuse me of lying. If you think I'm lying, then don't talk to me and kiki and haha with me ever.
It's just disgenuine.
It's just disgenuine and it's fake, and I can't relate. And none of the women that I know who are empowered and operating at like a high, you know, elevated frequency, like move like that.
So how do you guys keep each other uplifted in these moments? What was after recording these scenes? How did you guys decompress?
I went on vacation.
Yeah, she left town.
You was out. Where you went? Where'd you go?
I went to Puerto Rico with my man.
Oh yeah, so that happened during the show.
Somewhere else. I forgot. We went right after that.
After the Mother's Day brunch, she was like, I'm out.
I was like, I don't got time for this foolishness. But I would say for us, I just
and after the fight, I was like, I'm going to Paris.
Yeah, she went to yeah. So I just try to like encourage her and just like tell her, you know, just to pray, of course, because we have to pray always, and to just not allow everything to have a reaction, because every action doesn't need one. And yeah, just for me, just to continue to protect my peace and my space and just go where I feel like is where I need to be versus just being somewhere just to be there. So